Hello again, I am Gary Gazzo, and welcome to Race First coverage of Week 8 and Championship Thursday of Season 1 of 2022 of Stock Carnival Do Brasil, coming to you for the second time this season from the Interlagos in Brazil. Joining me for expert analysis in the booth, he's my teammate in the Lionheart Speedway Series presented by Moser Racing. He's a Season 3 Revolution IndyCar League Schaefer IndyCar Series champion and two-time winner of the official Fixed Indy 500 from Team Race First and Sunset Arctic Games and Graphics. Please welcome Dakota DeMay. See there, I gave you a nice intro.
You did. You really put me up there quite a bit. Thank you, Gary. I'm happy to be here for the final round, Stock Carnival do Brasil, at one of my favorite tracks, Interlagos. I love how this track, it flows so well. So many long straights and yet so many twisty, tight turns. This is my first time seeing the Brazilian stock cars on track on the service, so I'm interested to see what these cars can provide here tonight.
And we are 5 minutes, 38 seconds into the qualifying session. Of course, a reminder of the format. They just completed a 60-minute practice. Now we are in the middle of qualifying, so it's 10 laps or 10 minutes. So let's bring up the ticker here and see what the times are. Right now, only 4 drivers have taken time. Olivier Vignon, our Frenchman, he currently is on the provisional pole at the 141.802 lap, followed by Oliveira with a 142.222. Deuces are wild there. One of the Watsons, we got 2 of them in the lineup, a 143.214. That's going to be Timothy. And, well, there you go. Here is our series champion who pretty much will become the series champion once they take the green flag for today's race. For Gundurago, he's sit there at a 141.578, 3/10 faster than Vignon here, as slowly half the field here, about a quarter of the field, rather. More like a third, rather, has taken time already, and we're still waiting for some others to complete their laps and put in their first times. After this, we do have a 30-lap or 15-minute heat race as a result of his incident with Christopher Hill at Watkins Glen last week. Joseph Lester, who has not taken a time yet, will have to start with an EOL penalty. He is a pretty fast driver, though, so EOL penalties we've seen over the course of this season don't account to an awful lot, especially if you're a really good driver. Getting up through this field is hard, but it's not impossible, especially with these cars and with push to pass. One thing that we did see week 1, and I was not here, but that was covered by Matt and Antonio. A lot of drafting down this main straight here, starting from way over, and I believe it's turn 13 all the way down the front straight to turn 1. Might even see some bump drafting in there today.
I hope so. That'd be quite exciting.
Yeah, they were doing some bump drafting at Watkins Glen's last week. They were sharing some chrome horn there right before getting into that bus stop chicane.
That's good. You love to see it. That's the thing about open wheel cars. What I usually race is there's no chrome horn. There's no bumper, because if you do that, you risk damaging your car a lot. So I've always kind of appreciated these closed wheeled cars and how you can kind of do a little bit more beating and banging on them.
I back in the day, I used to work with a big stock car fan, and they would. This was about the time where stock cars were NASCAR was kind of getting at its height, and the IndyCar was kind of struggling because of the split. And they would tell me why they didn't like IndyCar. And one of the things is well, IndyCars were so fragile that they touch another car and they're pretty much done. My argument is it takes more skill to get inches away from another car with no fenders surrounding its wheels and not touch than it does to be driving a fendered car and just come up and touch somebody. The reason I say this is I can go out on the road right now in my car and touch another car with fenders with no problem. To stay
That's right. There's a lot more finesse going on when you're in an open wheel car.
Yeah, I would say the skill level on an open wheel car when it comes to close racing is much higher than a fendered car when they are in close racing, because they can beat and bang one on each other. An Indy car, it takes skill to be inches apart and not touch the guy next to you. But anyways,
it's kind of a different skill set, with the bump and run as opposed to a dump and run, right? You know what I mean? Like, you want to give them a little bit of a nudge, but if you just take them out, then that's where the no skill is.
But there are a series of IndyCar drivers that have made the bump and run part of their legend. Paul Tracy was one. That's the one that comes to everyone's mind. But we got about a minute 21 left here in qualifying. Lester, Story, Watson, Saints. There we go. I just said it. Sands and Miglin have not taken times yet. We shall see what they do. Here are the points coming into the final round. As you see, the championship crown there next to Facundo Ragu's name. He is your series champion with the 287 points and 4 event wins. That includes either heat races or the feature. P2 in the standings, a distance P2, and we got a tie for P2. We're going to watch that battle today between JJ Wang and Rafael Oliveira with 224 points apiece. Not out of this yet, and actually he missed the first race of the season. Olivier Vignon, P4, 214 points. He might be able to get within grasp of P2 as well. Also not out of the battle, and with 2 wins this season, Christopher Hill, 190 points. There you see the remainder of the field down to P14. Not everyone is in the lineup tonight. Bruno Miranda, the Storm, the Brazilian Storm, are not in the lineup tonight. Alexander Potita, I believe, is not in the lineup tonight, but most everyone else is. Getting ready to complete qualifying here. We'll give you the starting lineup, and as they grid up, remember it's a full lap for gridding and warm up, and then we will go racing.
Very impressive by JJ to help qualify second place there by nearly a full second, 9/10. That's quite a margin.
And starting on the pole, JJ Wang, the 140.654 over Christopher Hill, the road course instructor, with 2 wins this season, 141.519. Series champion, or soon to be series champion, for Gundarago P3 with a 141.578. Oliver Vignon P4, Rafael Oliveira P5, and Matt Johnston P6. Going to the second half of the grid here. Timothy Watson 7th, Anderson Biano 8th, Glenn Luzon 9th, Austin Story, Javier Saints, and we got James Watson, and I believe we have another one that hasn't taken time. Yeah, Miglin and Lester, all those drivers have not taken time. They're just going to start on their laurels there in the back. All they have to do, the worst case for those guys, get to P8, and we invert going into the final, and P8 will become P1 for the feature. And it looks like we're going to get the short lap this time, so...
It does look like Lester, Story, Sands, and Miglin are no longer in session.
Okay. So they might have dropped out already. Looking at a 10-car field. Yeah, we're going to get the short lap. It's been the full lap all season long. We'll get the short lap here. Admin's feeling sorry for the broadcasters and saving us a little time. Remember, this is 30 laps or 15 minutes for this heat race. Coming up the hill onto what will be the main straight here very shortly. Coming to green for the final race of this inaugural Stock Carnival de Brazil series. Field will be under the control of JJ here very shortly, and we will go green. Pace car is off, and we are just moments away from green flag here. Final race of the season. Green flag, here we go. Underway here at Interlagos. AJ Wang down low into turn 1, side by side with Christopher Hill. Christopher Hill is going to come out ahead in this series of corners. Following him through is Facundo Rago.
Ooh, one car slightly off track. They're going to rejoin at the back. Timothy Watson.
Yeah, we got him there. Timothy Watson in the plain blue wrapper Chevrolet there. Battling side by side for Wang and Facundo Rago.
That's going to help Hill pull away here. That's definitely what he wants to see in his mirror right now.
Trying to find a way through is the Frenchman, Vignon. Not very many options to stick his nose at the moment with these two cars in front of him side by side, as they are in the. I want to say that I call this the infield portion of Interlagos. It's more the twisty technical portion. They all pop out and head uphill. The main straight's kind of on a plateau overlooking the infield portion. So that's that hill in the background. That is actually the main straight garage area and grandstands.
We definitely call it an infield section too, and you know why, Gary? Because Interlagos used to be a big oval.
That's right.
Almost of sorts.
Yeah, almost of sorts.
Not your typical banked oval, but you know, it used to just kind of have a trapezoid kind of shape here. And yeah, it's that twisty, tight infield section is kind of like what you would see at a road course.
Yeah.
That you would see. Hill having a pulling away, nice lead, a couple car lengths as JJ. Wow, that is.
Yeah, JJ went long in the one.
By JJ.
Yeah,
lower a little bit of grass there. Keeps it clean though. Rejoins safely. Rago takes full possession of second place. Let's see if he can chase down Hill.
And already projecting 8 laps to go here in the first heat race. Want to thank everyone for watching. Make sure to smash the thumbs button for us, for the thumbs up button. We would appreciate that. And also, while you're here, turn that, if you haven't done so already, turn that subscribe button from red to gray. 54.9% of you are not subscribers to the channel that are still watching. Let's change that right now. We're on a campaign to get to 1,000. Of course, we cannot do that without you. And we need you to hit that button. And while you're at it, click the bell for weekly reminders. As we're in the middle of last race. It's a triple header week for championship week this week here in race first. Of course, we had championship Monday for Indy Fixed. We had championship Wednesday for the RIL last night, and then we have championship Thursday here for the Brazilian stock cars. Tomorrow afternoon, we will be at Watkins Glen once again, running the boot for the IndyCar iRacing series. Oh, Christopher Hill getting a little bouncy.
He saves it.
And he does
going to get a run on
a little Tokyo drift, yeah.
Is outside, he's going to back out of it. Hill maintains position.
Yeah, Rago has at this point now absolutely nothing to lose. The championship is his, so he can celebrate tonight however he wishes, as just simply finishing. He can go for the win, or he can retire right here and just kind of watch things develop. And then we have a battle for P2.
I think he wants it. He's flashing his lights.
And this is the closest battle on the racetrack, so we're just going to keep it here, right here for the lead. Coming off of 12, 13, that little kink there. Then this sweeper right before, right there, there's 14. They're counting that as a turn. And this little dog leg that they're getting ready to hit right here as pit road opens up, they're counting that as 15. Kind of like turns at Road America. Christopher Hill maintaining the current position as your leader. Everyone, with the exception of Glenn Luzon in P9. We'll show him real quick. He's in the middle of a battle here between Timothy Watson and Anderson Baiano. But he has the only car has not used any push to passes yet. Everyone's used at least one. JJ Wang right here, watching him currently on the button. He is down the 4. James Watson was just on the button. There's JJ next to Rafael Oliveira. Oliveira letting him on by. Keep in mind that is championship implications right there. Both are tied for P2 in the points. If this is your first time watching, points are awarded for the heat race and for the feature. Six laps to go here in heat race 1, or as they call sprint 1. Should be no pit stops necessary for drivers in heat race 1, unlike we saw last week at Watkins Glen. A couple surprise pit stops right there at the end of sprint race 1 that people weren't really expecting. Fuel mileage picked up. Battle right now between, actually Oliveira locking it up going in the 1. Rago has caught back up to Christopher Hill. Now just 4/10 behind the veteran road course racer. Was talking to Facundo Rago the other night in chat. We were doing IndyCar coverage. We were trying to get him to get him into an IndyCar oval race. He declined.
Oh, Matt Johnston spins coming out of turn 6 there.
Sure did. Infield, not a lot of grip there, and uphill. Need to get back onto the racetrack. Are you losing one position? He's in another position. 2 more. That's going to cycle him all the way back to P10. Last car on the lead lap. I want to say hi to my regular broadcast partner on Thursday nights, Antonio in chat. He is on assignment this weekend. Look at the multiple lines everyone's using there, and corner 12, making that corner as wide as possible. Johnson taking a look outside of Baiano on the main straight here. Both of them are on the button, as you see by the green light and the dash. The front window there. Johnson's going to have a little draft aid from Luzon going in the 1. Both are trying to deke in their deep braking. Get it underneath them. And Johnson pick up the position after losing a whole host with his off there last lap. Now he's looking at the rear bumper of the Corolla of the number 69 Haviland. Johnson to the inside of Luzon. Maybe a little bit of contact there, if not really close. Letting them know, hey, I'm there, buddy. Probably without saying buddy. Dive in there deep under braking. Look at that. Wow.
Ooh, making a move on the outside.
Outside, and he's using all of that runoff extra area. The out-of-bound markers here must be very liberally adjudicated by the system.
I've noticed you can run that really wide. It'll give you an off track, but you can still kind of game it and not have a slowdown. So I don't know if I don't know how viable it is, but you know, I do kind of feel like maybe that should be a slowdown.
Yeah.
Hey, but if it works, you know, go for it.
Vignon getting around JJ Wang. Oh, Glenn Hill, or Christopher Hill off at the hill. He rejoins. He's spinning under control, and Rago is by him.
Oh no, he's around again on the apex.
That gives a position to Wang and Oliveira as well. Kind of recovers. Now dropped on the 5th. And we have a new leader. 3 laps to go here in the heat race. After this, we have ourselves a 5-minute warm-up and then the feature. At the end of the feature, we will briefly talk to the podium 3, and then we'll talk to, if he's not already on the podium, this man right here, Series 1, Season 1 champion. So while we're watching these last 3 laps go by, we don't have any information yet on a next season for this series. But we do looking at some upcoming seasons here that we're going to be covering very shortly. Here in about 2 weeks, we'll be picking up the season 4 of 2022 coverage of the Monday Night Indy Fix. That'll complete a 1-year anniversary of covering that. Have you seen the schedule there, Dakota, for the season 4 2022 for Indy Fixed?
JJ makes a nice pass. Look there for a second there. I have seen the new schedule, and I'm interested in running it. I saw that Talladega is on there.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, what do you think? What do you think of Death Week?
Always fun. I love it. It's. I think it's the best plate track. I know it's certainly not realistic. IndyCar's never going to run at Talladega. I would hope not. But in terms of what we can do in the simulation, it's just balls to the wall, pack racing, and you know, it goes back to the conversation we had earlier. It's different than stock cars. You know, there's not going to be any bump drafting. There's no wheel banging there. It's all about finesse when it comes to open wheel pack racing, and it's definitely requires a different skill set. And I love it. It's chaos, but there's a certain method to the madness there.
You can start by holding your line.
see, you can do that at Daytona, but it doesn't work at Daytona. You can still get past pretty easily. But yeah, there will be a lot of people that will have trouble holding their lines. It's not quite as bad as iRacing Super Speedway, how it wants to yank you up the track. So I do think most races will actually go pretty clean.
Yeah, that'll be starting our coverage. Race 1 of season 4 of 2022, Las Vegas Motor Speedway here in 2 weeks. White flag, final lap for Gundo Rago, looking for yet another win. Dives in a little deep under braking there in the turn 1 zone. Puffs up a little bit of smoke, but recovers. Had a lot of room there. JJ Wang has fought back to P2. Not a lot of big gainers. Of course, in a field of 10, it's really tough to gain a lot of positions. Rago up 2 spots. James Watson up 2 spots. Those are your biggest gainers.
Ooh, Baiano is the wrong way in turn 1 at the moment.
And he gets it clear and straight. And all he needs to do is just complete the lap. He will more likely be starting 10th in the feature race. Good Luzon right here, unless he can get Watson, will be finishing 9th and starting 9th. The person looking for a possible front row start, we got a heck of a battle here between Watson, Johnston. They are all right together and fighting rather hard. But if James Watson does absolutely nothing, he will be starting on the front row for the feature race. Yeah. He's getting a good run on the outside. Tim Watson there. I'm not sure. I have to ask if there's a relation here, because I would assume if there was a relation, he'd be in a Team Watson racing car.
I'm seeing Timothy Watson is Club Internationals.
Okay.
Not sure.
Rago gets the win. We're just watching that battle for the transfer positions here. And
Watson's going to get
Watson at the line. So Timothy Watson will start. He almost slowed down to let Luzon on by, but he will start on the pole for the feature race coming up here in about 5 minutes. So let's take a look at the final standings here for this first heat race. And it's already actually reset as everyone is reset on me already. But Fagundo Rago was your winner, and Christopher Hill struggled. JJ Wang finished second, and Olivier Vignon there getting the third spot. And it's already changed, so we will not have that accurate result for the first heat race there on the screen, but we will have that for sure for the final when that is complete. All right, let's take a look and see if we got anybody in the interview room. And there's Fagundo. And I'll bring him on down. Hey, Fagundo, it's almost like another day in the office for you. Championship is clinched, so congratulations on that. We'll talk more about that after the feature. Just looks like you're just kind of waiting for everything to unfold in front of you, and it happened that way, and you just kind of drove off.
Hey guys, good night. Yeah, it was pretty fun battles with the Watson guys. With JJ at first, that first lap was pretty intense, to be honest. And just I didn't have the speed today to like control the race like I would like to, but yeah, battling with these guys, it's pretty tough, you know. Chris is pretty fast, insanely fast, and I was like waiting, using the push to pass, and then he made a mistake. I almost I went wide, to be honest. That last lap I lost like a second and a half. So pretty fun race with these guys, like I was.
Well, congratulations on the heat race win here. You're 30 minutes away from completing the championship here once the feature one race takes over. So we will see you here in a little bit with the completion of that race, and we'll give you time for all your shout outs and everything for being the series championship then. But until then, we'll let you get back to your car, get business taken care of here for the feature. Congratulations, and we'll see you back in a little bit.
See you guys. See you.
All right, so about 2 minutes, 10 seconds left here in the warm-up period. Doesn't look like anyone is willing to take to the track for a warm-up, so we just got a bit of a waiting period here. So, how was your first time checking these cars out? Your thoughts, Dakota?
That was a pretty good race, pretty chill for the most part. Some good battling there. I love the lights on the windshield there, the push-to-pass system. That's pretty cool. I wish IndyCar would get their roll hoop light system, working again.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool to see these on the Brazilian stock cars there.
Yeah, if you're not familiar with IndyCar and watching IndyCar in the past, the I don't think they did it on the IR05, which they ran till about 2011, but I know on the DW12s they had a LED light feature that was up on the airbox that would tell the car of its position on the racetrack, and then it would also let everyone know based upon its color if they were on push to pass or not. And then when they were on pit road, it would actually show the time, how long they were in the box on pit road. So it's kind of a threefold type system. They did that, but here in the Brazilian Stock Car Series, just a red or green light letting you know if I'm on push to pass or not. But got about 36 seconds or so here before we grid up for the final race. Again, the final race, 60 laps or 30 minutes. 30% fuel once again. They will more than likely be making a pit stop to get fuel added. Looks like Rafael Oliveira is on the track. We'll get a little coverage of him. There he is.
I got confirmation that James Watson is not related to Timothy Watson.
Okay.
However, they do share the same birthday.
Interesting. With all the coincidences, yeah.
You talk about a glitch in the Matrix.
It'd be more glitchy if they're like two unrelated domains that said had the same birthday, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would be, yeah.
That'd be really glitchy, yeah.
Scary, yeah.
All right, we are gridding up here for the start of the final race here of the season. Timothy Watson, unrelated to James Watson. Both of them on the front row. We're getting a good up-close look there of the Chevy Cruze. The only time the Cruze has actually looked kind of cool. And Team Watson with their anime girl with TWR t-shirt on. Nice touch. So starting lineup on the front row is Tim Watson, James Watson. P2, 3 and 4 is Matt Johnston and Christopher Hill. 5 and 6, Oliveira, Vignon. 7 and 8, Wang and Rago. And 9 and 10 is Luzon and Baiano. Miglin and Lester did not start the feature race or the heat race, and they will not start the feature. So only 10 cars to get us through the next 30 minutes. And so now the interesting thing to watch, and we will keep an eye on Rago, is how quickly Rago moves from his 8th spot up to the leaders.
Yeah, Hill and Rago definitely. Same with JJ. We'll see if he can make some interesting moves in the field.
Yeah, those three coming deepest from the well, not necessarily Hill's deepest, but 7 and 8 is Wang and Rago. Hill is from the number 4 spot, so he might be able to follow someone through. But we will see in a moment as the pace car is getting ready to leave the race course, or excuse me, safety car. And we are going green here. Fields under the command of Timothy D. Watson here. And we are green flag. The next 30 minutes here. Race first, side by side. Watson's going in the 1. And Johnston giving Watson a little bit of the chrome horn. That opens the door for James Watson to get the lead. Rago is up to 7th. Vignon has dropped to 8th. Oliveira 6th. Johnson 5th. Wang has moved up to 4th. Very aggressively, very impressive. Tim Watson now down to 3rd. Little side-by-side action during this infield portion here for 7, 8, and 9. Coming up to 10. Cars tend to, at least for Indy cars, one of the wheels tend to lock up here because there's a little downhill camber. Coming through the bottom of the race course at 11 and 12. Now we start back uphill to the main straight and the garage area, main grandstands.
Watson a little bit wide on that last corner, and Hill's going to close right up on him and take the lead from there.
All right, in the inside, they're still side by side. No one's hit the button yet.
First on the first lap, we'll see if Hill can run away from the field here.
Yeah, needs to hit his marks and try to run away. Going deep and long again.
Oh, no.
He rejoins. Now that's cutting the course. Is he going to have to check up? That opens the door for Wang. Watson recovers. He's back underway. Wang now is your leader. Rago taking a look to the inside, coming into corner number 4. He's right there with Tim Watson. A lot of cars going wide there at 4, going into 5. And there's still a bit of a decent sized straight coming to 6. Rago now has moved up to 3rd. Pretty tight racing from P4 on back. Watson and Vignon side by side for 5th. Oh, Watson going wide there at 13. Getting a little bit of loose, allowing a little loss of momentum there. Vignon looking at him. Wang and Hill exchange spots. Hill was on push to pass. Hill back to the lead. The amount of time that Hill spent in that turn 1 grass area, might want to consider a landscaping service here soon. Again, easier said than done driving these cars. We've heard it over and over again from Antonio, our driver expert, who's on assignment this week. He's in chat. When you hit that push to pass button, it backs your braking zone up. So
James Watson goes around.
We will check
Everyone's
out.
able to avoid him.
Yep, he's around, back underway, but a lot of loss of positions.
Top 3 have just absolutely pulled away from the rest of the field.
But when you're on that push to pass button, that backs your braking zone up, and also you might have to wait just a heartbeat more through the apex to get back on the throttle, because the push to pass is still active for the entire 20-second period that you choose to operate it. And that top 3 have pulled away, going wide there on the, I guess we call it like a lattice type surface. Hill, Wang, Rago, 24 minutes left here in our feature race. Projected, we're looking at about 18 laps, give or take. So I'd imagine in about 5 laps, the window will open to get fuel to the end if anybody wants to pit at exactly half the halfway point. Yeah, these top three very disciplined, staying together, not really racing each other, continue to pull away from Vignon in fourth. Vignon now 4 seconds behind this battle. I'd be curious to see if you put these on an oval, whether or not they'll have push to pass available for them. That'd be interesting.
That would be.
So I forget which sim it was. It might have been R Factor 2. But I saw that they were adding IndyCar push to pass for oval as one of their recent updates. It wasn't Automobilista. That was this week. They made an update this week. They did not bring out the new IndyCar this week.
Now, IndyCar used to have push to pass. I'm sure.
They did. They did. They did have for the longest time. Back to 2011 was the last time they had push to pass on the oval, and the trick was it was just a lower engine mapping. So let's say they raced in what we would consider like engine map 2 in the R18 as their primary map, and then when they went to push to pass, it was like a hack that moved the computer to engine map 1 for a period that give them a little bit more horsepower. It wasn't an awful lot of speed, but sometimes it was enough to edge out. And a lot of those mile-and-a-half close races they had, often it came down to last pushes of that button just to inch yourself across the line. It wasn't a super big advantage as push to pass on a road course or what you see these guys using here. Then I remember specifically when I was listening to the scanner at the I think it was at the 04 Indy 500, the race where was the 05. I think it was the 05 where Weldon won. But that was the race that Danica, of course, came onto the stage. And one of the things she was asking during that next to last restart where she was the leader is, can I use the button? Because they were tight on fuel. So they had push to pass they used often at starts in that series of car going back to that period of time as well. Of course, the latest update of AMS2 had brought some oval racing into the picture, Gateway, and I like how everyone now is just now putting Fontana into their games, right in time for them to bulldoze it. I love the timing of that. It's almost like, oh gosh, we got to get it in the game now.
Yeah, I saw they started to remove grandstands, I think.
Yeah.
At Fontana, which...
That's sad. That's really sad.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's the only... that and Michigan are the only 2-mile ovals left.
Yep, 2-mile, yep, ovals, yep.
And it has a nice road course section, too, so also... it'd been unfortunate to see that going away, too. But, I wish it wasn't a half-mile. I think it's just... if it was just, 3/4 of a mile or a mile, you could have potentially IndyCar go back there.
Go back, yeah.
With it being, with it being a half-mile, that just makes it maybe just a little too short, so...
No, the smallest track in IndyCar, modern IndyCar, going back to, since USAC, through the AAA days, they did race on tracks that were half-mile in length. But through the USAC days, believe it or not, the smallest track that they ever raced on in the USAC days was 1 mile. You would think that they would race on smaller because everyone says the roots of IndyCar racing is short track racing. That's not necessarily the case. The roots of pre-USAC IndyCar racing, yeah, that was on the smaller dirt tracks, and then of course the mile dirt tracks where USAC is the smallest track they ran on. It wasn't until IndyCar returned to Richmond that it was like a 60-year period before they raced on a track smaller than 1 mile. It could be argued, though, that Nazareth was actually, depending on where you measured Nazareth, it came in at exactly as a mile or just under a mile. And it could be argued that Nazareth could have been a track that those Indy cars ran on that was less than a mile, but they kept classifying Nazareth as 1 mile exactly. And like I said, depending on where you measure it, it could come in less. 18 minutes, 30 seconds here remaining. We're watching these top 3. This is where the battle is. Each one of these guys not really letting the other get too far ahead. Although we do see Rago getting a decent look and run on JJ. JJ getting a good braking zone and acceleration out as he creeped up on Hill. Hill pulling away now as we are on to the front stretch portion of Interlagos.
JJ definitely known as the last of the late breakers from what I've seen. So he's trying to use that towards towards his advantage right now and keeping with Hill. As you can see right there, he gains a lot of time in the braking zone.
Big run, a full head of steam, all coming down to turn 4 here under braking. Again, this top 4 now broken away from Vignon. It was 4 seconds not too long ago. Now it's 8 seconds. Vignon pretty much all by himself. He does have Oliveira there keeping a good eye on him. This is a battle for potentially P3 in the championship. Of course, we don't know exactly what the final points will be outside of who we know the series champion will be at the conclusion of this feature race. So if you want to stay tuned to that, I would say keep an eye on the series Discord server. They'll probably have updated points there. I would say a Vignon probably would be part of that P2 battle a lot closer, if, or maybe in P2 coming into today if he didn't miss that first race of the season, because he's been a consistent top 5 player all season long. Did not have a great Watkins Glen. That was not his fault. Of course, Interlagos site traditionally of the final Formula One World Championship race of the season.
Outside of Wang, going into... Oh, there's a little bit of contact there. They're both sideways.
There we got a power slide by Rago, well off into the green and out of bounds at turn 5, but he's back underway. A little bit of hard racing there. I don't think that was anything nasty. Oliveira getting around Vignon. Vignon not willing to let him have the position quite yet. This is a battle for 4th. Oliveira getting that wider entry, a little bit faster. Problem with the wider entry, that makes the entry into the next turn very shallow. There we go into through turn 10. That's where IndyCars race here. That's where they tend to get a little light on the right front and lock up there. So the battle between Vignon and Oliveira settles a bit as they were side by side for a good chunk of that lap. Back up front, Christopher Hill is your leader as he's making it through turn 1, where he's had difficulty twice already today. but due to the battle between Wang and Rago, he now has himself about a 2-second lead over this duo at the moment. And wow, going way wide, JJ, using every inch of what drivable surface they allow you.
They went over the grass strip coming back onto the track here, so they're giving it all they can right now.
So if you're just joining us, we appreciate you tuning in. You're watching Race First coverage of the Stock Carnival do Brasil series on iRacing, coming to you from their Interlagos circuit in Brazil, where we've got 9 laps to go of a scheduled 30-minute feature race. I want to thank you for joining. Make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel so you miss out on the next race. Next race is tomorrow. We will cover the iRacing, IndyCar iRacing series when they go to Watkins Glen, and that's Watkins Glen is substituting for Portland because iRacing is still yet to give us Portland. Grumble, grumble, grumble. And we have leaders in the pits. So leaders are pitting with 8 to go.
Rago stays out. Let's see if he can make the overcut work.
Yep. And he is definitely pushing.
Okay, going back to Portland for a second here.
Yeah.
For pit stops. Supposedly, the track is being too much of a hassle to work with. So it might not be on iRacing's end. It might just be the Portland track, which is owned by the city. I don't want to accuse anyone, but apparently, from what I've heard, is that the city is being uncooperative. Now I can't verify that. I don't want to slander anyone, but
uncooperative city government of Portland. I've never heard of such a thing. Never heard of such a thing. Wow. I have in-laws live in Portland, so yeah. Government out there is a little bit different than government that we're kind of used to here in the Midwest. But it's interesting though that we have Portland for other sims. I don't know if those are all official scans or whatnot. But if they can get it for other sims, I was wondering if why not they can get it for iRacing. I don't know. Maybe they see iRacing as more of a money grab opportunity. I don't know, but yeah, one of these days I would like to see Portland. It's been the last time I raced Portland in an IndyCar sim was IndyCar Racing 2. Here comes Rago into the pits. He just comes one lap after the lead duo of Hill and Wang. We'll go back to Hill. Hill is coming through turn 14 and 15. We're going to see how close this is as Hill is going to maybe get the drop on Rago. We'll see here.
Yeah, Hill was able to pull about 2 seconds ahead of JJ Wang here, so.
Yeah, and Rago is just now getting away. He's through the access road. And he is made the jump over Wang. Yeah, Wang said he had about a 2 second difference, and that seems, if you look at now the intervals, Hill 2 second over Rago, and Wang now 1.5 seconds or 1.8 seconds behind Rago. So that's your difference there. Christopher Hill, 7 laps to go, looking for his third either feature or heat race win this season. So we saw him at, I believe, get the first win at Fuji. I was doing some searching on a list of upcoming tracks for iRacing, and I saw that somehow now on the list is the Nashville Street Course for that IndyCar was running on. So I didn't know they actually scanned that, or I don't know, maybe the list was not completely accurate.
For iRacing?
Yeah, for iRacing. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know
So
how
I
accurate
saw.
that was.
I know there was during the weekend there was a scanning event going on, and I think the assumption was that it was Motorsport Games scanning the track for the upcoming IndyCar game.
Oh yeah, that's work well done. Yeah.
That may or may not exist. Time will tell on that.
Oh, that hurt laughing, anyways. But yeah, time will tell.
I'd love to see. I mean, maybe iRacing got a chance to scan it that weekend. I don't know if I'd love to see Nashville. I mean,
I don't know. Would you rather race at Nashville or Chicago street course?
as a spectator, I love to see Nashville. As a driver, I don't. Not quite my cup of tea, but yeah, very Chicago-like. But yeah, any addition would be great.
I think Magna Coors is one of the tracks we see upcoming. Lucas Oil Speedway, which I think that's different than Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park. That might be a Lucas Oil dirt track. I'm not entirely sure. I think
Correct.
That was on the list there.
It's a dirt oval and a short course tough truck off-road dirt track.
I was kind of excited.
Tuesday.
Oh, that's coming Tuesday. All right. I was kind of excited that they were actually going to scan the road course at IRP.
Gosh, is that still there?
Yeah, the SCCA uses it, and it's a very
really
when it comes to I still think they still use it when it sorry still getting over this cold a little bit, but the when it comes to historical importance of IndyCar, it's a very important road course. That's where Mario Andretti got his first ever IndyCar win there. So yeah, I'd like to see them scan that in and make it an option to run. If you wanted to go to Lucas Oil Raceway Park, it's IRP to me. It'll always be IRP to me. Indianapolis Raceway Park, but instead of just running that the oval all the time, that'll be cool.
Also, you saw today confirmed was Motorsport Arena Östersjöblen. I probably just completely butchered that name.
The Norwegian track?
No, that's Rudskogen.
That's going to be part of an update we get next week, I think, and that's going to be a free track.
Tuesday. Yep, Rudskogen will be free. Motorsport Arena Östersjöblen is kind of a DTM track.
Okay.
In Germany. Porsche quite likes it, as it was in the promo with the Porsche electric car that is coming out. That seems a little bit controversial to some people.
So, you're one of the admins there of the FIS. What's the likelihood of seeing the FIS at, not necessarily Magna Core? I'm sure we'll probably see it at Magna Core when Magna Core comes out, but some of these new road courses that aren't quite what I would say IndyCar ready. What's the likelihood of probably seeing racing there? Not as likely, or depends on what the fandom says.
Yeah, I do think that Rudskogen and Östersjöblen are probably FAS worthy, as what we like to deem that, as they're both. Östersjöblen is grade 2. Rudskogen does not have an official grade, but it was designed by Herman Tilke, so that seems to be probably close to a grade 1, at least grade 2, if it were to get graded.
I thought it was a karting track, but I could be wrong.
Seems like it started out that way until it got Tilkified. Tilkified is the best way to put it. So it all depends on what the fans want, what the drivers want. As our league does, we do allow sponsored picks. And so if you wanted to sponsor a race, you have the opportunity to pick a track, and if they wanted to pick Rudskogen or Östersjöblen, we would allow that too. So it's possible. I'm not going to say yes or no it's going to happen. These are two tracks that I've never heard of until the last couple days ago. So
there's so many tracks. That's the thing. There's so many tracks in this world that the ones we know about it really only scratches the surface of what is really out there. I mean, the number of tracks that are just in Brazil that we don't know about is big. Argentina, the same thing. I mean, there's even ovals out there that we don't know about that are in South America that some cars still run on. So, so much. Oh, Christopher Hill going long, and this might impact how this race finishes. We only 3 laps for the end, and Rago is going to drive by.
Costly mistake for Hill there, but he might still be within striking distance here with there being 3 laps to go, but not what you want to see. He's got to be kicking himself right now.
And this has been one of Rago's MOs all season long, is minimizing mistakes and waiting on others in front of you to make the mistakes for you to pass. And I've often said, as part of one of the key things to the Godso or Gary strat that I like to run in races is the easiest passes are the passes when someone puts the car into the wall, or they have to pit and they make some issue, like they speed on pit road or whatever, and those are the easiest passes to make, is based upon other people's errors. And all you have to do is just keep, to coin a phrase that's been used for Netflix, drive to survive. And if you survive and you race the racetrack, you make up those positions. So that has been his MO all season long, is minimize on mistakes and capitalize on those made by others.
I've certainly done that today. I have not seen him make a mistake all race.
3 laps to go, coming to 2 to go. Hill on push to pass. He is trying to run him back down. He actually is doing a pretty good job. The draft is helping coming down the main straight. And he's right there. He's going long again, but he keeps it this time on the tarmac. He'll set it up one more time. Got to go through the field really quickly. And we'll do that here momentarily. You do overlay decides that it wants to be rebooted. Trying to take a wide run there, keep as much momentum going as through this more technical infield portion. But Rago is your leader coming to the white flag here. Christopher Hill trying to run him down after a critical error. JJ Wang very quietly this entire second stint, just kind of been maintaining his position. Gonna finish third if he keeps it under him. Oh, he power slides that one through his, that will be on his highlight reel for the next Fast and Furious movie. Olivier Vignon looking to make a jump in the standings here. He is in P4. He is not entirely too far away from Rafael Oliveira yet, but Oliveira is there within striking distance of P5. Baiano having a great race after finishing last in the heat race. He's worked his way up to P6. A good run for him. Luzon, P7. Then we have Matthew Johnson, P8. James Watson in P9. And Timothy Watson, who started on the pole for this race, has retired. He is now in 10th. Vignon on the button. There you see the green light on his dashboard there in his front window, using his last push. But the leader has taken the white flag, and here he is coming through 6, 7, 8, and 9 on his way to sweeping the final race of the season and capturing the championship in style. There's a few more turns to go. Turn 8. Christopher Hill drives in really deep. You can hear the tires on the edge of adhesion there. Rago one last turn before applying full pressure to that throttle all the way around. Sweeping the weekend and adding a cherry to the top of his championship run here. Facundo Rago wins and sweeps at Interlagos. Christopher Hill, P2. Here comes JJ Wang. He will be on the bottom step of the podium. That will help his points championship effort against Oliveira. Vignon crossing the line just ahead of Oliveira. That's going to help in his efforts. Oliveira, we will have to see where everything shakes out for him in the points championship. Anderson Baiano looking to finish the last of his lap here. And there is Baiano going 4 spots, starting 10th, finishing 6th. As besides Rago, he is your big gainer here. Here's Luzon getting the cross finish line there. Same as Johnston and Watson. Still on the bottom portion of the racetrack, getting to make that last turn onto what will be not quite the front straight, but the couple of dog legs here that will lead on to the front straight and complete his run. A rough race for him, but finishing is half the battle. And that wraps up week 8 of the Stock Carnival do Brasil's inaugural season. And let's take a look at final results. Rago, your winner. Christopher Hill, P2. JJ Wang, the bottom step of the podium. He will be very happy with that one. Vignon, Rafael Oliveira rounding out your top 5. Baiano, Luzon, Johnston, Watson, your top 10. Story, Sands, Miglin, and Lester did not start. They will be classified at 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th. All right, so now let's begin the interview process as everyone's doing their celebratory donuts on the main straight. Getting a little close to the wall, about smacked off the back end of his car there, doing some celebrations. Hey, but it's all virtual.
Last race of the season, you don't need the car anymore.
No, do not need the car.
And tear it up.
Do not need the car anymore. All right, let's start looking for the first of our interviews. We'll talk to JJ here momentarily. And while we're waiting for getting into the interview, make sure hit the thumbs up. We really would appreciate that. And the let's turn that subscribe button gray, and also click the bell for weekly reminders. Do us a big favor. We really would appreciate that. So we will look at bringing JJ Wang here into the booth and get his thoughts. Hey, JJ, got you here with me and Dakota. Congratulations there on the P3. Tell us about your race, and we really noticed that you were kind of keeping pace with everybody up until that first pit stop. What happened in the pit stop? Did something slow you down there?
Yeah, I just overfueled very slightly. I was checking the in-lap after the race, and I lost about 6/10 to Chris on that lap,
Yeah.
and I lost about 2 seconds to Facundo. So he just drove like smarter, minimized his time in the pit stop, and just like leapfrogged us. So that was the end of that. Both Chris and Facundo, they drove a blistering race. Like, I don't think I've ever been faster here, and they just still pulled away at the end. They just was saving at the beginning, had some in the tank at the end, and they're just better on old tires than I am with this. So I think third was like the best we had for today.
How do you think that's going to equate for you now in the championship? You were tied for second there with Oliveira. Oliveira finishes fifth. That should, do you think mathematically you do now have P2 by yourself?
Yeah, I think I do. Vignon and Oliveira, they were my two biggest targets. I just needed to be in front of them, and then just to support Chris however I could when he got in front. So I think mission accomplished for that today. So happy with how that turned out.
Well, there you go. I mean, not so bad. 8 weeks, and of course going through a heat race every week and then a feature race to still come out, I like to say, best in class, because Facundo just really just ran the table on just about everybody. The BP2 out of everyone else is still pretty good accomplishment. I'm sure you got some people to thank as well, some maybe some family and friends. So the microphone is all yours. Feel free to give your shout outs.
Yeah, thanks for you guys for the broadcast, and thanks Dakota for filling in as well. Big thanks to Team Watson Racing. They good guys to just race with. Thanks for Jeff for the setup. It was quite a handful, but really fast when kind of angled correctly on some of these corners. And I want to give a big shout out to just everybody who joined this league. This car, the past 2 weeks, had only 5 instances that gone official, and that's every 2 hours too. So, and the highest official grid was only 8 cars. So the fact that we can put on, everybody came out to just put on a great race week after week. I gotta be thankful for that. And that's about it.
Well, congratulations on P2 of the championship. Congratulations on the bottom step for the podium. And congratulations on putting on it looks like to be a successful first season. So all around, I'm sure you're pleased, and we'll let you go do some celebrating. But we'll catch you here in the future. But congratulations all around.
All right, thanks very much.
All right, let's bring down Christopher Hill. Hey, Chris, got you here in the booth with Gary and Dakota. I jokingly said that you might want to think about starting a lawn care service with the amount of time that you spent kind of in the grass in turn one. I know that's not an easy turn. That's going downhill into a braking zone, and the turn kind of goes away from you. And that's difficult enough in an Indy car. I can only imagine what it's like in these stock cars. Why was it a challenge for you, or how was it a challenge for you?
Well, if I could figure out why, I probably wouldn't have had the problems, because it was kind of strange. I felt like the breaking point was pretty much the same, but the times where I had trouble as it was the times where I didn't have trouble. And it may have been just a minor lockup that had enough of an effect on the corner. And there's other times I broke at the exact same spot, I think about the same speed, and found I overslowed. So it's kind of there's some quirks to this car that I just hadn't figured out in that braking zone that unfortunately bit me a couple times today, 3 times today, I think. Way too many times today. And it is what it is. I paid the price for that, but at least we were able to pull off a podium in the future. Disappointed with the overall showing, because I think we could have had a couple potentially a couple podiums, if not even a win or two out of the 2 heats, and ended up with best of a second. But hey, it's all good. It was good fun. So.
Well, all in all, not a bad season. I know you had to miss a couple races mid-season due to you had some personal things going on, but you still had 2 wins. You had, I believe, one was a heat win and one was a feature, I believe. So, I mean, all in all, not too bad. you tied for the second most amount of wins there with Montero. So when I guess getting dominated every week by Facundo, having the second most amount of wins is a pretty good feeling to walk out of this season. So your thoughts on this car comparing to some of the other things you drive, like I know the BMW you drove a lot, and of course we see a lot now in the Indy car. What do you think about this car maybe going forward in future seasons?
Well, I mean, if there's enough participation, I think this is a great car. I mean, it's a shame not more people are showing up. It is a challenging car at first to learn, and with very limited adjustability to it, you kind of just have to figure out how to drive it. And I think that kind of maybe scares some people away a little bit at first, because it is definitely, it has its moments where it tends to bite you randomly, it seems, but as you drive it more, it starts to get better. And I mean, obviously I had the braking issues tonight, but I wish there was more people running it for sure. If there's another season, I intend to come back and run it again, just because I feel like I was reasonably strong with it. I mean, I kind of averaged it out. If I hadn't missed the 2 races, I think it might not have been quite to Facundo, but I think I might have had a chance at second there for the championship. So maybe not, but something in that range. And we had good pace at a lot of the events, and had some random things happen. I mean, even the one that you guys didn't broadcast, I was pretty far out in the lead, and then had had an engine blow up on the last lap after a silly spin from nowhere. So it's been one a little up and down season, but it's a fun car. I definitely would recommend anybody tune in and watch it, come try it. Get through the learning phase with it. Then if they run another season, and it's worth putting in the effort, because it's a very rewarding car once you kind of get the hang of it. So.
Well, a P2 today, 2 wins this season, at least 5th place in the series championship, maybe 4th, depending on how the math shakes out for where Oliveira and Vignon fell points-wise in the races. So all in all, pretty successul. And with that, I would imagine you got some folks that you want to thank for after a pretty successful season.
I mean, I always like to thank the guys with Watson Racing and stuff. I've been running with them this year quite a bit in a bunch of different things, and just a great group of guys to be a part, a team with, and they've helped me out with a bunch of things in the IndyCar and some of the other cars we play around with, and just a good group of guys, and so definitely appreciate the help there. They also some of the best setups I've driven from the setup shop and stuff like that. I mean, you can it's not your generic random setup that you grab off of from one of the other shops. It tends to be a front runner. And always going to mention my company, Precision Racing Instruction. I do instruction mainly in the real world, but also do some stuff in the sim. If anybody's interested in getting tuned up, you can look us up on Facebook, Instagram, anything like that, and we can help you out there. And thanks for you guys for broadcasting. Thanks to JJ and the crew for putting on the series, and hopefully there's another round so we can go after Facundo for try to take his title away next time.
All right. Well, we will see you next here on Race First at the next looks like FIS race coming up here at Michigan. So, or actually at Detroit. So we will see you there. But congrats on how your season went, and we'll see you in a few.
Sounds good. Have a good.
All right, let's bring down the champ. I'm sure he has lots to say. Hey, Facundo, we got you back. I knew we were going to bring you back one way or another, and whether you finished on the podium or not, you were going to be back. But you did more than just finish on the podium. You swept the race weekend, so to speak. Congratulations on that. Once again, it's been like your MO all season long. It's just you drive, you just kind of follow, waiting for the person in front of you. If they make that mistake, you capitalize and move right on by. And you manage to follow through by minimizing on your mistakes while capitalizing on others.
Hi. Sorry, I went out and then I came back. Hello.
Oh, hello. Okay. I was just saying that how your racing style, your strategy all season long seems to be racing very safely and competently while kind of just riding it out and waiting for the person in front of you to make a mistake. And when they do, you capitalize on it, and that has led to a great deal of success for you this season.
Yeah, well, like I said, this car's pretty difficult to race with, so you have to be careful. Well, I said it all season long. I mean, you have to be very patient with the car, with the tires, with the push to pass. This car doesn't allow that a mistake, like, I don't know, braking 50 meters away from, I don't know, turn one.
Right.
So yeah, we saw Chris, JJ, like going to the grass into the first turn. So yeah, overall you have to be very patient, very careful with the brakes, with the throttle. So yeah, it is it's all about being patient and racing hard, but waiting for people's mistakes, or I don't know, something that you could use in your favor.
You mentioned racing hard. About mid-race through, you had a good little battle with JJ. Kind of banged on each other's doors a little bit and went wide. And good thing you were in a period where there was a lot of runoff, because you were able to run wide and still maintain your pace. Not too many episodes of you getting to run hard with folks, but you had a pretty good outcome of that battle with JJ right there when you guys are racing hard.
Yeah, well, actually, I was like staying behind JJ, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 laps earlier, because I was saving fuel. I did an extra lap.
Yep.
First tank. I was like saving fuel, taking care of my tires, and then I saw like JJ was making a little mistakes around the lap, and then I thought, okay, I'm going for it. We were like fighting through the S's, and then we went to four. Actually, we were like watching again that touching, I don't know, incident. But yeah, it was a bit of netco we saw. So yeah, it's just racing hard. It was pretty fun to race these guys all season long. I mean, Chris is insanely fast. I said it already. JJ is great. He barely makes any mistakes. And yeah, I was like sliding my way into the turn. Pretty stylish, but yeah, it's overall pretty fun race. I mean, the two Watsons guys didn't make it easy for me today.
Well, you clinched the championship. You are the champion. So I'm sure you have a lot of people that you want to say hi to and thanks to and shout out to. And I'll go ahead and let you do that in your own language. We don't have Antonio here today, so we're really willing to try have anyone here to translate. But I have full faith that you will say everything that you need to say in Spanish correctly here. So you don't need a translator. So go right ahead in your own words. Go ahead and go ahead and say any congratulations, shout outs, hellos, or anything that like you say to the microphone is all yours.
Thank you, mate. Thank you. Let me say hi to Antonio as well. And well, sí, bueno, espectacular el campeonato, gracias a los chicos de ATR, a los chicos Luquita, Dieguito, Santio, que estaban ahí dándome una mano, así que estuvo muy lindo el campeonato. También vi que los chicos del TCR les fue bien hoy. Qué lástima que nada más Poggi terminó cuarto, lástima que no pudo llegar al podio. Pero bueno, es clásico de Poggi. Así que bueno, de verdad muchas gracias a todos los ATR, a todos que me estuvieron bancando ahí. Todo el campeonato, Gastis se portó de 10, así que bueno, gracias a todos los que están ahí.
Last question before we let you go. When are we going to get you into IndyCar?
I could. Well, actually, I could go into the IndyCar. I don't know who runs a nice championship. I mean, I would love to be in the next round if I got the circuit. I mean, it's not a problem. But yeah, maybe I could try. I could try.
Hey, Dakota, do you know anybody that runs a good IndyCar league that Facundo could show up in and run well in?
Gosh, I do know someone.
Yeah,
of course I know him. He's me.
Yeah, check out the Formula Indy series on Tuesdays, and we cover it here on Raceverse. And
right.
it primarily they run road courses. It's IndyCar, but Formula One style, so they have standing starts. But it's IndyCar racing predominantly on road courses. They have one oval, which is coming up in 2 weeks at Michigan. The next race is at Detroit. Yeah, man, we've seen your talent here on the full-bodied cars here on the road courses here for the Brazilian series. We'd love to see you take a shot here in the Indy cars here on Raceverse sometime later this season. So you should check it out. And then if you need the info, we can always have Dakota PM you here that after here a little bit to check it out. But you and your teammates should definitely check out the Indy cars, because I think you would do real well with the way that you run on road courses. You do real well in Indy cars. So check it out. But that's just a me scouting for IndyCar. But I do want to say, regardless if you see it in IndyCar, you ran the Brazilian Stock Car Series. Fantastic. Congratulations on your win. It was no doubt this championship was yours like 3 or 4 weeks ago. So there was no doubt in anyone's mind that you were going to be the man. So you are the man. You will wear the #1 badge if there's going to be another season. Congratulations. Go celebrate. Have fun. And we'll talk to you later.
Thank you guys. I will. Thank you very much for the coverage all season long. So it was really fun. A really fun championship to race with these guys. So yeah. So I'm gonna try the IndyCar. I don't have Detroit, but I'm gonna try the IndyCar definitely. So I'm gonna talk to Dakota. So yeah, I'm going for it.
All right, there you go.
Love to hear it.
A future IndyCar star on the horizon, I think. We'll see. All right, we'll see you. We'll see you hopefully on that broadcast. Congratulations.
All right, thank you guys. See you.
And there you go, Dakota. We're doing a little recruitment for you guys, getting a new road course stud and an IndyCar for you guys, and see what happens.
Yeah, I'd love to see Brago join us. He definitely seems to have the complete package as a driver. You know, he's got speed. From what I witnessed, he's very composed. Doesn't make a lot of mistakes. So I think his skills could translate very well to a lot of cars.
Well, that kind of wraps our coverage for tonight. And pinch hitting duties, what'd you think?
Yeah, that was a good time to watch. I'm a little bit more interested in the Brazilian stock cars. I do wish it had a bit more participation in the official series. If there's a season 2, I might be interested to kind of come out here and give it a shot.
All right, well, there you go. Hey, thanks for joining, making my coverage of this just a little bit easier to have an extra set of eyes, so thanks a lot. So that's it for tonight. Once again, your podium from Interlagos is Facundo Rago, Christopher Hill, and JJ Wang. And congratulations to our Series 1, Season 1 champion, Facundo Rago. He is your champ of the Stock Carnival de Brasil Series. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game is not easy, so please help support Raceverse with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below. Let us know what you thought of tonight's race. And if you enjoyed tonight's coverage, support us by smashing a like in the video. Thumbs ups are always great for the algorithm. It loves those. If you are new, click subscribe, and while you're at it, hit the bell for weekly reminders so don't miss out more of Raceverse's other iRacing programming, including the Monday Night IndyFix Top Split, which will pick back up here in about 2 weeks. The Raceverse Formula Indy Series on Tuesdays, which we will be in Detroit. And this Friday, tomorrow, and on NTT IndyCar Race Weekends. Be sure to join us on Fridays at 2 p.m. Eastern for the IndyCar iRacing Series Top Split this week at Watkins Glen. So keep your browsers set here for the most in-depth knowledge of IndyCar racing on all of iRacing. That's Raceverse. We know what Indy means. For business inquiries and learn more about Race First and what we do, visit racefirst.com or follow us on Twitter. You can follow all of us on Twitter right here with all of our handles. Hey, Dakota, if someone wanted to reach you on Twitter or reach you otherwise, how would they reach you?
I'm on 2 different Twitter accounts at Sunset Arctic. You can check out the work that I do professionally for game development. And if you want to check out my iRacing liveries and updates, you can check out at sunarc_graphics.
There you go. Make sure to add those 4. There's Race First, there's me, and Antonio, and then those 2 that, actually 5, the 2 that Dakota gave. Make sure to add those. We would appreciate it. So, for Dakota, everyone at Race First, I'm Gary Gotso saying to all, good night. Thanks for watching, and to all our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Once again, congratulations to Facundo Rago for becoming the Season 1 Series champion. For everyone else, good night. We'll catch you next time.